Moving on to Chelsea. Well, Spurs and Chelsea played each other earlier this evening. However, before we go to the Premier League game, we're going to just go back to Europe, where Chelsea began the reign, or of the Champions League. Jake, how did you guys feel in your first game back?
We were slow. We weren't great at all, I thought. And I don't think Zenit did that much to us. I just thought we played a very sloppy game. I think especially in the final third, we were very languid. We were just too casual. The ball wasn't snapping. And it was, we won 1-0 just because, I mean, the reason why we signed Romelu Lukaku was to score goals like that. He had one opportunity, puts it in the back of the net. We did the job, kept a clean sheet, won at home. There's not really a lot to say about it, to be honest. It was, like I say, it was a bit of a lackluster performance, but you get the 3 points at the end of the day. You move on.
I heard Zenit were quite good. Well, not good, but like they were a lot better than probably what was probably initially.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I think, to be honest, I think that was a lot more Chelsea being bad than Zenit being good, if I'm honest with you. Like, they had an opportunity right at the end where Zuba just didn't get enough contact on it to challenge the keeper, which subsequently injured Mendy. But again, it was a lot of a nothing game. Like, not a lot happened. Chelsea were poor, but they got the job done, and that's the reason they spent 97.5 million on Lukaku. Was one ball in from Azpilicueta, heads it in the corner. That's it. I don't really need to speak too much about it. It was lovely.
Say no more, man. You lot are back, man. It makes me sick.
Yeah, we are. It's nice. It is nice. But it was another case of like Tuchel as well, sort of realising that we weren't playing well, making those little tweaks, making those adjustments, and just having that incisiveness to get the goal when required. That's all that's changed, really. Like, we still look completely solid, I think.
Yeah, I think tactically he has wowed me, to be honest. I think even in the game today, before you go into the Premier League game, his tactical like nous, I think is showing evident at the moment, to be honest.
So, Jake, your next game in the Champions League will be against an underperforming Juventus squad. How do you feel for that game?
Like, I said it before the Champions League started, we should be aiming for 16 points from this group. Like, it doesn't matter as long as we win it. We just need to win it. But we should be walking this game 100%. Like, Juve look awful at the minute. They look without their talisman. Allegri's still getting used to that squad, and it looks dysfunctional. And we really should be looking to put them to the sword. I'll be completely honest.
As you said, the effect of Ronaldo less Juve has weakened the side, but who knows? By the time they play you guys, they may have picked up some points and some confidence, so that should be a good game. Before we go into the game against Spurs, we're going to just go to Spurs and their European adventures. Andrew's new favourite competition, the Europa Conference League.
My new favourite.
Yeah, bro, you love to talk about it a lot, bro. You love that. Was that the former Intertoto Cup? I don't even know.
It's not even the form or nothing, man. It's just basically like a second. It's very poor teams. But there's a few like big teams, quote unquote, big teams in there though. So it should be interesting, this competition, to be honest.
I had a look. There are some really big, like, even I've said this before, and I wouldn't emphasize if this isn't the case. A Roma versus Spurs final, and I see Roma scoring the last minute and Jose doing a knee slide. But as you mentioned, there are some very good teams in there. However, Tottenham, we all know that they've not won a trophy in 14 years. We think maybe this is a very, very good opportunity for them to end that drought. However, they didn't get off to the best of starts. They drew 2-2. I mean, Calvin's not here. He's currently crying on his way back home from the Chelsea game.
I watched the game.
I caught some highlights. How did you feel, man? Like, just watching that Tottenham side, because it was quite strong.
It was. They put out a strong team. It was kind of similar to the United game, to be honest, where Tottenham, like, obviously the first 10, 20 minutes, they imposed themselves with a big team. They played like that. Rennes were extremely nervous. Tottenham ended up leading with an own goal, deflection from a Moura cross. And then since then, they just capitulated, man. Since then, I think Rennes just started gaining confidence, their fans. It was just basically the story of Young Boys United again. But I think, yeah, maybe Spurs were just even poorer defensively, especially, man. I don't know what I've gone with that team. I feel like Harry Kane is down in tools. It's a bit early to say, but that's just how I feel, man. I don't feel like his heart is in it like that at Spurs.
I'm hearing... Speaking of Harry Kane, I don't know if you guys have seen this as well. Apparently, he's looking to sign a new contract with Spurs. I'm not sure how many years are going to be added, but it's just to include a clause. Do you feel, I don't know, Kenna, do you feel like this is a bit too late for Harry Kane?
I don't know if he's advising him. That sounds like an awful idea to me.
Bravo of his.
Awful idea, because surely you might as well just, not down tools, but down tools and get a move next year for like 100 M's or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think he needs a clause necessarily, but then he has to balance it out. Does he play poorly then next year? Are City going to be interested? Because everyone's going to be after Haaland next year or Mbappe if they can get them. So he really should have tried to force a move this summer, man, or somehow. But I think it might be too late for him, man. It's Pete.
That's Suge Knight contract, boy. It's all good.
So a win for Chelsea, but a draw for Spurs. They met today in the Super Sunday later game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's fair to say Chelsea really do have Tottenham's number, because I believe this is like the third game. Jake, correct me if I'm wrong.
Third game at 3-point lane for us. 3 wins, 0 goals conceded. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, we have Spurs' number again. We first half, like, give credit to Spurs. Like, the commentary really went on about it, but they surprised us. They were so much more physical in midfield. They were a lot more, I'd say, ambitious than how they've played, than how they've started the season with how they wanted to press us, and we just didn't look comfortable at all. But we just discussed it. Tuchel makes the changes, he makes the adjustments to drag Mount, who didn't really offer anything of note. Obviously, he had that one drive where it was 3-on-2, and he performed that horribly. Let's be fair. Passed it to Lukaku with a poor pass, who then passed it back to Mount, followed up with a poor shot. At halftime, drags in for N'Golo Kante, and we just start dominating them. We just start absolutely making a mockery of them. Like, it looked like
that Matteo Kovacic, that brother is sick, man.
Yeah, he has started the season brilliantly.
But what did he do? What did he do when Lukaku slipped him, man? That's still pissing me off.
I don't know what that
was.
Hit
it with your left. What is he doing?
He's not a goal scorer. That's
I don't care, bro. But his finish last week. His finish last week was 30. He could have just, bro. That was upset, man.
Is that FPL speaking, man? If then allow it.
I needed that points, boy.
Yeah, like, Chelsea were brilliant in the second half. Chelsea were absolutely brilliant. Like, the set piece goal to Thiago Silva, like, just drifted in, lovely delivery. And then second goal, who scored the second goal? It was Alonso? Oh my God, I can't even remember. Like,
Kante, that deflection.
Kante, oh yeah,
Kante deflection.
Deflected one, yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I've just
so used to seeing Chelsea score so many goals, you forget. I get it.
Yeah.
Must be nice, eh?
It is. Well, I think the main thing is, like, I was just reading it now, is our bench. Like, we're having a bad half, and you bring on the best defensive midfielder in the world, and then our second sub was a £40 million striker who assists the third goal in Timo Werner.
That was a great move, man. That bringing Kante on, because he made all the right decisions. Like,
see, that's everything. What I asked Jake about. Do you know the second half? Then has Tuchel kind of uncovered potentially your best team, because it allows your best 3 centre mids all on one pitch, and then I've always said it, Werner and slightly Havertz, they're better playing, let's say, alongside someone else, and Lukaku is probably the best, almost. Number 9, a leader of the line in world football. So imagine Lukaku playing next to either Havertz or Werner.
But we do that already. We do that because if you watch the Chelsea games, like, bar the Liverpool one where we had a man sent off, Havertz and Lukaku split, and then we have a 10 behind them. Like, that's what he's already trying to achieve. I get the point of having Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic on the pitch at the same time, but I think that's very game dependent.
That's unreal midfield, man.
Yeah, but it is fantastic. We are doing really well, and like we do look like great value. Like Lukaku, like you say there, he didn't score or assist a goal, but he was dominant in that second half. Like who did he push to the ground at the end of the game? Reguilon.
Oh my,
like,
that was actually embarrassing.
Yeah, like you have to go home to your friends, to your family, to your loved ones, and explain how you let that happen to yourself. Like it was ridiculous, but I got the feeling it was very much Nuno played all his cards that he could early, because we go 1-0 up and he's bringing on like Brian Gill and Oliver Skip. Like
I saw that, Jake. I saw that.
Then in the
Harry Kane.
82nd minute, he brings on Davinson Sanchez. I was like,
Weird.
exactly. So
Even that Harry Kane thing he was doing, like he played Harry Kane like off the left.
I know a couple of episodes ago, Jake, I told you, yeah, Spurs might be back. Did that. Now, I apologize, man. I just want to say I apologize to you, Jake. They are not back. They are extremely whack, and I don't see an outlet for them. I don't see who's gonna, unless Kane steps up. But from his body language in the last couple of games, he's not gonna step up from that. He's not gonna do it, man.
I mean, he's notoriously a slow starter anyways, but I think this is just going to rage on. Like, I could easily see him going without a Premier League goal until, mid-October?
You called it as well early, Jake. You did, to be fair. You said that you don't think his head's going to be in it after
they've got
the
Arsenal
summer.
next week, man. Pamming is due, man. Kane.
To be honest, yeah, that's a redeemable game. But
I see Arsenal going to win that.
Flat track bully things, yeah?
If I get a 4-piece in that game still.
Watch yourself, my guy.
What makes you say that comment, though? Because
he loves Arsenal, man. He loves Arsenal.
Did he score in the last run and derby at them?
Yeah, but he doesn't win, though. That's the difference against Arsenal.
So, they say about winning, bro. So one-off game, Harry Kane against Arsenal.
It's a confidence booster, man. And back to life, man.
I hear you, man.
Did he bag last season at the Emirates?
I don't know.
The answer's no.
Yeah, brother.
No
Anyways, good 3 points for Chelsea. Unfortunate for Tottenham, who seems to start going backwards after a great start in the league. Who knows what's next? As Kenna mentioned, I mean, we all have the EFL. Nuno returns to Wolves. I think they've already beat Wolves in the league, haven't they?
Yeah, they beat them, I think.
Yeah, they beat them 1-0 in the league, but they go back to Wolves again as the midweek games this week is the EFL Cup. So will be interesting what kind of team he feels.
Can I just say quickly that Emerson Royal looks terrible, man. Like he's getting cooked by everyone.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give him a little bit of time just because his first game was against Wilf, who was one of the better one-on-one players in the league, and then this week you've got Marcus Alonso, who
he was just jogging. He was jogging past him. Like he didn't have to do anything really.
Yeah, like I say, I
said it. He's no upgrade on Aurier. I'm telling you.
That right back position is still a problem for them.
But taking Jake's point, I did say playing against Marcus Alonso must be so annoying because he does everything well. So you just
he's the best of that position in the world.
Yeah, he does everything well. Left foot is there. That guy's playing a 10 and he's like a left back or left wing back. I'm like, what? He's just a very good player. So, but I also take the point that Emerson Royal seems a bit, he just does suspect.
Could be started off worse. I think that's very fair. But I'm willing to give him
press. We're not giving him grace now.
But I still
we're judging them now. We're judging them now, yeah. We're not giving him a couple.
We'll see.
But you see the outside of the boot cross he did earlier? I thought that was a little bit techy. So he has something there.
He's got tech, man. He's always had tech.
Where's he from? Barca?
Yeah.
And then before that, Betis, I think.
Yeah, he didn't actually play for Barca, did he? Like, they loaned him to Betis. He played a really good year for him and then didn't get play for Barca because they wanted to play him, but then had to sell him.
Oh, yikes.
That Barca. Anyways.